Well, hello once again, everybody. It's been a little while since I posted anything. Randy here, average everyday American. I finally got off my butt. My back's killing me, but I got to keep moving. I'm just going to end up dead. So, working on here is a bumper that my son, Casey, framed up. Just a shell, basically, in 2014 when I was in high school, when he was 16, 17. And it's only been laying around. He was going to put it on his Chevy pickup, decided not to. And I finally asked him if I could have it. Finally getting off my butt, so trying to get a better angle on it here. But it's upside down right now. And he did some good welding on it. I mean, it's good and solid. But one thing he couldn't do, this is just strap that I'm cutting scraps here. I'll show you what I've done. Right in here, it bowed real bad. It twisted down inside there. And the very ends weren't capped because he didn't have quite enough steel to make the bend. So he left them open. Well, I ended up getting some scrap, closing those ends in, welding them up. I've been working on this here for a couple of days now, and I took off a couple of days. I had to slip and fall on the ice, and man, it twisted something around. I couldn't hardly walk. So what I've done so far is I found some old weird angle. It was 2x3 angle that I had laying around, and I cleaned it up. It's pretty rusty. I had it laying outside like a doofus. But I put a bottle jack in there, got that straightened up, and did that on both sides. Raised those ends up. Then I put a jack in the ends, and I kind of raised those up so they'd straighten a little bit, and got that end welded in. And what we're doing now is the middle. Now, he had some measurements off, stuff like that, and I finally broke out a Pittsburgh Tools Porta-Power that I bought from Harbor Freight. Geez, God, I think a year ago. Never got around to using it. And finally got it wedged in there. Got my piece cut. And I got that chunk angle in there to help kind of straighten. And I've got that'll be the top edge. That's the edge I'm worried about. I don't care so much about a dip or bow in the bottom where nobody's going to see it. But I'm ready to clean up the piece I had. Lay it in place there. Kind of stand it up and weld it in to hold that from bowing back down again. Oh man, so here's the piece I cut. Make sure it cooled off. Yeah, it did. And basically I got to dress up the ends a little bit, and it'll go right in there and then weld into place, and I'll be able to pull my Porta-Power out from underneath it. Then got a bunch of welding to do on the inside, dress all the welds up, and it'll be ready to fit to the truck. And I've got channel iron that will, I think I brought that in here. Thought I did. Oh, it's covered under the blanket there, but I've got channel. Don't mind the empty beer box. Man's got to have a little liquid courage to fight off the pain. But there's the channel I got. That'll go up under the truck, fit along the frame rails. Get measured and cut. The bumper will get set. And then what happens is stuff will stick out and it'll slide right along in here. It'll get welded in here solid, but bolted to the truck. There's plenty of holes under there already in the frame set up for the old bumper. The old bumper the truck never really had one on it. When I rebuilt the truck for a guy, man, God, 17 years ago, 16 years ago. And he drove it for a couple of years, but it was so hard on fuel, he was pulling a horse trailer with it. I bought it back from him. So we had it for sale for a while. Now the wife is saying she didn't want to sell it. Thinks we ought to keep it. I put a whole bunch of money into it. Brand new optimizer, off-road performance transmission. Engine sound is a pound. It's 318 bored 30 over with an Edelbrock on it that my neighbor helped tune up for me. Still needs a little tuning, but we're getting there. We're getting there. He's a Chevy man, not a Dodge man. But tell you what, if there's anybody out there that knows how to fix the electrical drop-off problem in a 79 Dodge with a 318 at alternator, if you don't keep it wrapped up, it won't charge the battery, and as soon as you pull up to a corner, all the lights dim and everything like that, and then the signal just slows down, and if you turn the headlights on, the signal will stop turning and stop flashing. And I know there's a way to do that, and I've looked to maybe refit that with a Delco with an internal voltage regulator, but somebody told me something about bypassing something. I'm going to talk to them again because I don't remember what they said. Cal, I was lucky to remember to put on pants this morning anyway. So anyway, that's what I've been working on. Finally got that Porta-Power out after almost a year. There's my Lotus plasma cutter I got on Amazon that says it'll gouge an inch, cut 3/4, and I believe it. It cut right through that half inch there. I think it's half inch. It cut right through that like butter, no problem. It cut that 1/4 inch plate like it wasn't even there. So I'm real happy with that purchase. But again, I had that for at least 10 months in a box. Finally got that out 2 days ago. So I'm getting motivated again. We're getting there. Getting jacked around by the VA again, of course. But we're getting there on a permanent neural stimulator for my spine. We're getting there. But I just want to get an update on everybody, show them what's going on. My wife gave me her little old Bose radio, used to be her grandma's, and I ordered in an antenna for it instead of too cold outside. So it's sitting in a bucket of dry sweep over there right now, and it is picking up everything. I can't wait to get that mounted on the outside of the old carport here. But there's my heat. I shut it off so you could hear me, because you couldn't be able to hear me otherwise. My tarps are working out pretty decent. I'm not freezing in here. I've just got a leather on, leather jacket for welding, and a pair of insulated boots, and I'm not getting cold. So when that thing's running, I'm doing great. So, well, I'll post some more when I finally get this thing set up. Later.